Hello and welcome to another episode of Shootin with the Scotts.
What's going on, everybody?
I am one of your co-hosts, Mrs. Cherron Scott, and I am here with my husband and co-host.
I'm the other co-host, Peter Scott, also known as Gamer for Hire. Gamer for Hire is kind of pissed off today, but he'll get over it.
You want to talk about it as we go over our roses and thorns for the week?
I mean, if I would have to choose a thorn, it would just... Playing collaborative games is very stressful when people don't want to collaborate.
Right.
So, when you spend hours playing a game to get far in the game, despite one person not being cooperative, and then it's like, I can't play anymore. I gotta record this podcast, guys. It really sucks because we could have beat this raid if we were all working together. Like, there's this part where you have to sync up pressing the elevator. There's 4 elevator buttons, and you all got to press it at the same time. Mm. Real simple if you just 3, 2, 1.
Right.
Hit it. But if somebody can't hear you or it's not listening, I'm chalking it up. I want to give him the benefit of the doubt and say he doesn't hear us.
I don't know. Okay. All right.
I mean, the monitor I have doesn't have speakers. So if I didn't have headphones, I wouldn't be able to hear anything. Mm-hmm. So I don't know if other people are playing like that. So it got real difficult trying to get the elevators to open. At one point, I was just like, fuck it. Whoever's next to... he was playing as Cap. Whoever was next to Cap, just let us know when he hits it.
Right.
So we'll just hit it at the same time. So it's just like... And then we get to another part, and you're just dying left and right. And it's like, okay, we can save you and bring you back if you just don't die right away.
Yeah.
It's like, as soon as we get you back, you drop it. And it's like, I know you have to get through this to get, to a higher level, but it's just like, dude, get your dodge up or something. Block a shot. You have a shield. You can
I was going to say,
knock these rockets away or something. You should at least be dodging left and right so you can revive us when we down.
I was going to say, I would immediately revive and then just keep running around and running around. Run around in a circle or something.
Gosh. Yeah. It got to the point where other 2 guys hopped on. We coordinated. Like I said, despite this person, we got far. We got to the last part where you had to work together.
Right.
The next 2 levels after that, it really doesn't matter what the fuck this person does. Honestly, I would suggest not reviving him anymore and just let him watch. But I had to go.
Yeah.
And we had to do this podcast. So that's my thorn. Uncooperative people in a cooperative game. So
I see.
If I had a rose for the week, it'll just be my child is healthy. She's getting in her mother's feelings. But I'm just like, hey, we can't control this. As long as she's okay, as long as her heart's still beating, yes. She's still moving. I'm like, cool.
But it's frustrating. And
so
we'll go into
roses and thorns.
Start with my thorn for the week. And this might be a little bit of a vent session than a whole, just a thorn. But, my thing is, I have started to feel it's not active labor, it's nothing to get excited about. It's just started feeling what my doctor has confirmed are contractions, and it's just they're very light, they don't stick around, but it was just all day yesterday, and then throughout the night I had 2 heavy ones that woke me up out of my sleep. So I was like, oh shit, this is it's the real deal here. So I was up low-key stressing out, but just trying to pay attention to my body and make sure I time them and just count in my head. But it amounted to nothing, and I'm just okay,
it's gonna be the next 2 weeks for you,
and that's and it's gonna be the next and I'm just I don't want this to be one of those things where it's just forever. I immediately got discouraged. So like so sometimes on the what to expect when you're expecting app, they have a nice little community section for all the people who are due in January. And like a few things. One, of course, you got like I think I've spoken on it before, but all of a sudden, all these moms are just like denying everything like that everybody, like, people have been doing this for years. Like, doctors. All of a sudden, everybody's like, oh, don't get cervical checks, don't do this, don't do that, and like the cervical check thing is essentially just like, well, first of all,
my fingers in your vagina, see how your cervix is doing.
Like, and they're just like coming up with a whole bunch of reasons, like, oh well, it could introduce germs like from your vaginal canal up to your cervix, which is a sterile environment. I'm just like, okay, but like on the other hand, you also say to have sex to help induce labor, so like, is that not the same thing? Like, but and then some people say that like it's not an accurate depiction of labor. Like, you could be stalled at 1 centimeter for 3 or 4 weeks and then all of a sudden go into labor overnight. So yeah. So I was like, I'm feeling all of these things. Like, yeah. I feel all of her movements super down low. Like, I used to feel hiccups like on the side of my stomach, but now it's been like literally like at the bottom crevice of my stomach. Like,
even Dr. T was like, yeah, her head's facing down, getting lower. So she getting ready. Like they say, it can happen overnight. You just in labor tomorrow. Never know.
I wasn't gonna get it. Like, our doctor wasn't gonna do a cervical check, but I was like, nah, I'm gonna ask for one today. And I have not dilated anymore since last week.
Stalled.
So.
Then she gonna be like, boom, I'm here.
I'm just. You
don't know the time, nor the hour. She Jesus.
Don't say that. But it's just like, I don't know. It's frustrating because I feel like my body is doing all of these things, and then like, and then to get to the doctor and be like, it hasn't really done anything. Preparation H. Yeah.
I was like, look at that correlator.
Gosh. So yeah.
Her name is Harley. If you don't get the joke.
That was definitely a thorn, because it's just like,
you ready?
I am very ready. Like, I'm starting to get very impatient. Like, I kind of let my family hype my head up a little bit last week. Like, I told my aunt after my doctor's appointment last week, I was like, yeah, 1 centimeter dilated, like 50% effaced, and she was like, oh, you can have a baby by the end of the week, and I was like, chill out now, that's way too soon. But now I'm like, okay, but I want this baby by the end of the week. Like,
I'm telling you, ever since somebody told me, like, no, I think it was Galen, either Galen or Jamal, I was like, oh, she might end up coming on Dad's birthday. I was like, you know what? Knowing this child,
but that's so far. Like, and that's the thing. It's just like the perception of time. Like, I feel like when I was in like the thick of pregnancy, like the second trimester, we got here quick. Those weeks was flying.
It's already January.
But now that I legitimately have 2 weeks,
like, whew,
a week and a half,
24 hours in a whole day.
Like, now that I have a week and a half until my due date, it's just like, okay.
And then I'm not gonna put more on you.
What? Say it.
Nah, go ahead.
What's
your roast?
Nah, I'm already here. Say it.
I was going to say, what happens if we get to the due date and she's still like, I'm chilling. Like, you're not quite ready yet. We're gonna let you sit for a while.
Medications.
You gotta go ahead and opt in for the induced
medications.
Being induced.
Yes, absolutely.
Because I was watching somebody on the Dad podcast that I listened to.
Daddy Issues.
Daddy Issues.
Yeah.
I was like, it was Dad something. And both of his kids had to be induced.
Like,
neither one. They was chilling. They're just this is nice.
And my thing is, like, don't put my body through this, like, discomfort and you just still chilling. Like, if I wasn't feeling anything at all, I would be perfectly fine. I'd be like, okay, cool. You're just going to take your time.
Yeah.
But, like, now that I'm actually feeling stuff, I'm like, bro, okay, like I feel like I'm on extra high alert and I just want to be able to chill and relax.
Yeah, man, that's how it. I feel for you, Lou.
I know.
Can't really do much to help.
I
But
know.
I mean, you can do some jumping jacks.
Hilarious.
Some squats.
I was saying, like, and that's another thing. So, like, I would be like going out for a walk, but like it just fucking snowed and everything's all icy and it's a fucking hazard.
Yeah.
Like,
I wouldn't want you out there. Like, even in the middle of the road, it's just like you never know what you're stepping on.
like
I had to pull out the car for you to get it because I was walking on your side cleaning the car off and I was like, oh, nope, that's ice. Don't want
still ice.
Don't want her on that part.
So it's that, and it's just like it's, again, I would feel completely different if I wasn't feeling anything. Like, it was just perfectly fine. But no,
Yeah, you feeling everything.
I'm feeling like it's just not enough to be active. Like,
oh man.
so
This start, it's not a good omen that you feeling most of it in the middle of the night. I'm just like, Harley, if you don't know, I really, truly value my sleep. If you don't know yet.
I feel like, honestly, between not being comfortable and like, I feel like it's low-key a setup. Like, between not being comfortable, having heartburn in the middle of the night, like now feeling contractions and trying to like time them, and then just general fucking insomnia for no reason. Yeah. I feel like all this is just preparing me not to get any sleep anyway.
Yeah.
Like, but I feel like for dudes, it's just like,
No,
so it's like more of a shock to y'all when y'all are up with the baby.
It's not gonna be being up. After she gets here, I'll get with the flow. It's like you said, it's the not knowing. I'm like, this is nice. I'm gonna get my 8 hours tonight.
No.
Hour and 45 minutes later. Oh my god. No, please. No. I can't be her like this.
I know.
Oh man. Nah, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. It'll be fine.
I'll say it one more time and I'll believe you.
It'll be okay. It'll be great.
Like, I know it'll be okay. Like, don't, like, I know it'll be good. I know it'll be fine.
You know I don't work well on lack of sleep.
I know.
Oh, man.
And then, like,
we'll get through it.
Yes. And then, like, I keep praying and, like, saying my affirmations, just like, you know what? My body is designed for this. Like, it would not have happened if I couldn't do it all the way to the end. Whatever type of birth is the type of birth that I'm destined to have. Like, just whatever happens, happens.
You still want it to happen your way?
I'm just getting anxious. Like, I'm really getting anxious. Like, and it's like, it's not like oh my God, what's gonna happen? Like, anything could go wrong. It's more like, I'm excited to finally meet my daughter. Like, I'm excited to finally meet her. Like, we are so close. We are so close. Like, I'm getting that, like, pre-Christmas excitement when it's like, you can't sleep at night because you know it's coming. Like,
I have been waking up at night, and it's been harder for me to go back to sleep just because of I'm trying not to think about it, but I mean, you really can't help it sometimes.
Like,
and it's just that anticipation, especially when I wake up. Especially when you come in and there's a lot of movement going on, or you jump up out of the bed. I'm like, oh, is it time? Is it time?
Hilarious.
All right, let me get my. Oh, I got. No, you going to the bathroom?
Just going to the bathroom.
Okay, it's gonna take an hour for me to fall back asleep now.
No, but really though. And then, like, it's so dark and, like, we don't bring our phones in the room anymore. So we don't have anything that's, like, telling us what time it is. So, like, my perception of time in the middle of the night is completely off.
Like, when you come in at night and I have to get up to use the bathroom, which is usually the time I get up to use the bathroom, I walk out to the kitchen to check the time because I'm like, all right, I'm not going to get my hopes up thinking I got 3 more hours to sleep. I need to know. And lately, you've been coming to bed at like 2, so I'm like, okay, I got 3 hours left. Go use the bathroom real quick so I can have a full 3 hours. I had 3 hours and 59 minutes.
Gosh. But that's another thing. I've just been like, I've been thinking, I'm like, dang, should I start getting into bed earlier? Like, because I don't want to be out here chilling on TikTok until 2 o'clock in the morning. Go get into bed, and then like 20 minutes later. Like,
honestly, I hope your water doesn't break in the bed because I'm just like, I like
You gotta
this
wash
bed.
these sheets.
And I like flipping the bed. And I can't keep flipping the bed if there's a big old, Harley stain on one side.
Hardly stain.
Oh, man. Kids are weird. This whole process is weird. How do y'all women do this? How do y'all...
We don't know either.
God bless you.
We do not know either.
God bless you.
The setup is that this pregnancy can be completely different from the next one. Like, we never fucking know.
I truly believe it. Men had to go through this. We would have legal abortions on every corner, like 7-Elevens.
I was gonna say, I told you it'd be like a drive-through. It's like, here you go, pop this pill.
Man.
Here you go.
Look, it will be efficient. We ain't got time for this.
So yeah, but my Rose is just like you said. Our baby is still alive. She's still kicking. She's still doing all the things. Strong, steady heartbeat today. Like,
yeah, just as soon as you put it there,
gosh,
he's like, "This one's the placenta, but this is what
this is the heartbeat."
That's hardware.
But so yeah, I mean, I don't like it, but
Hilarious.
she'll be here when she gets here. And I'm also just like, I have my induction schedule for the 17th. At the end of it all, I know she will be here in a week and a half, but it's just getting to that week and a half where I feel like time is fucking dragging.
All up to the 16th. Like, how you thought I was going to come on the 17th, didn't you? I'll mix it up a little bit for you.
Gosh.
But you're going to come here on the 17th at 11:58.
Oh my gosh.
Right before the 18th.
Right before the 18th.
Just like her daddy.
Yeah. So that's that. Funny thing I saw on the internet, and I want to talk about it a little bit.
Oh, goodness.
This dude I saw on Facebook like today, this man put a Big Mac in his air fryer for like 2 hours.
2 hours.
Just as a random experiment.
300 degrees.
Oh, man.
Apparently he's done this is the second time he's done it. Last year he did a hot dog.
A hot dog. I saw it and I was just like, bro, like, I kind of want to see how the hot dog experiment turned out. Like,
I'm all signed in for next year. Just the fact that a McDonald's bun insulated everything. Mm-hmm. Like, just the bun got darker. It didn't burn.
It didn't burn. It just
like,
got
it didn't dry. It like just got darker. And everything else on the inside looked fine until he ate it. And the stomach was like, nigga. The fuck is this?
Like, he was saying how the hot dog had, like, essentially caught on fire.
Exploded. Yeah.
I was like,
you can't, because it's like, hot dogs are weird because it's like condensed into a closed thing. And so hot dogs can explode. God. Like, that's where you get the snap from. You're biting into something and the hot dog part is on the inside. So once that boils and poof. So his house was stinking horribly.
Oh man. The wife was not pleased. It was so funny.
It was hilarious.
But then I was also thinking, like, what could I put in the air fryer? Like I feel like we've only like scratched the surface of our air fryer's capabilities.
But our air fryer now is like what, 1 year old, 2 years old?
We do probably need to upgrade. Like, it wasn't even. I was gonna say it's like 1 year old, and it wasn't like the Ninja air fryer. It was like $30 air fryer.
$30 from Walmart brand. Yo,
like,
it's lasting a while.
It has. It's doing pretty good.
Doing pretty solid. But yeah, you haven't pushed it. You could put everything in that bitch.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, I want to actually try putting stuff in there. Like, I want to cook some vegetables in the air fryer. Like, I've been on this like roasted vegetables kick, and I just put them in the oven and like let it go. Right. But I'm just like, how different would it be in the air fryer? Like,
I definitely use it to warm up my Chick-fil-A nowadays.
Right?
It definitely makes everything 10 times better.
I feel like, and that's the thing. So I feel like he put like a McDonald's Big Mac in the air fryer. But I'm like, but I feel like air fryers heat up other,
It heats up. He was cooking that bitch at 300 degrees for 2 hours. That's way different than just he popped this in for 250 for 200 minutes.
I was gonna say, I feel like it warms up fast food like
perfectly.
Perfectly.
Yeah, warm setting, warm up, just let it run.
perfectly.
Yeah. And even if you stop it a little bit, like 3 minutes, 4 minutes before, it's perfect.
Still like
it's perfect. That's the sweet spot. I've seen people put like pancake mix and make pancakes in the air fryer.
Make pancakes in the air fryer. Somebody mentioned putting like Pop-Tarts in the air fryer. I was like, I don't know how this would go because I feel like the icing would get fucking everywhere. But like, would it cook the inside of the Pop-Tart and make it like a whole ass like puff pastry, like
gooey?
You know,
maybe the s'mores ones, but like the strawberries and blueberry ones, I feel like that's already fake,
like
fake fruit or whatever inside of it. So I don't know how that would turn out. I feel like at least the s'mores one, at least it's like we got excess marshmallows, we got excess chocolate to put in this. So it's just, I don't know. I wanna put steak in the air fryer again.
Oh yeah.
But also, I'm only eating Wagyu steaks from now on.
You are so bougie.
I've reached another level.
Oh my god.
Other steaks are above me now. But I also, in that same breath, I'm like, I'm not as rich as Tim Chantarantsu, and I'm not going to waste my Wagyu steak and just put it in the air fryer.
I was going to say, that would severely overcook your Wagyu.
I don't know, though. The other steaks were perfect.
The other steaks were perfect. Like, I didn't
have to do much. You throw it in there, put on 20 minutes, flip it at 10, you're good. Perfect on the inside. Nice and got that little bit of pink on the inside. I don't know, man.
I feel like we haven't had a steak in the air. Well,
we haven't had a steak in the air fryer for a while.
I was gonna say probably not since I got pregnant. Like,
yeah, probably.
That's crazy.
Oh man.
Fun story that I want to say before we move on to our topic. Pop-Tarts. So when I was younger, I say young. Well, I be forgetting that I'm like damn near 30.
Almost
so
30.
Like 15 is significantly younger.
Half your life ago.
But when we lived in North Carolina, I was like 15, 16 years old. We lived next door to my grandparents. So like my grandmother every now and then would just call and be like, hey, I'm coming over to come hang out with y'all for a little bit. And we'd be like, okay, cool. So like me and my sister like rushed to clean everything up and to make the house smell good.
You bake Pop-Tarts.
We would put them in the toaster.
Jeez.
We would put either
like I bake some. Grab our coat. What you cook?
Literally.
It smell good.
Literally. We would put either the s'mores Pop-Tarts or the like chocolate chip cookie dough Pop-Tarts in the toaster. It had the whole house smelling like fresh baked cookies. She never asked for a cookie. She would just come in and be like, oh my gosh.
Bacon.
It always smells so nice in here.
Fun fact about me. I didn't have a s'mores Pop-Tart until I was a grown-ass man.
Are you serious?
Like 19, 20.
What?
Because my parents, first of all, mother never bought Pop-Tart.
Mother.
It was always the Alf brand shit. But also, she always bought like the blueberry or the strawberry one. I'm like, I don't like these.
No.
And honestly, I didn't even know they made s'mores.
Oh,
Pop-Tart.
heck yeah.
Second, I've always wanted toaster strudels over
Pop-Tarts?
Pop-Tart.
I was gonna say, I feel like toaster strudels are like definitely more filling.
Oh, you want to know something? Till this day, I've never had a toaster strudel.
Are you serious? Bro, I'm gonna buy some like tomorrow or next time we leave the house.
To this day, I've never had a toaster strudel.
What? You are missing out, my
There was
dude.
a bunch of decadent shit as a kid that you see on TV. Like, oh, I'll look at that. Like, I knew about like the purple ketchup. Never had it. What else? I think I've only had like the gum Skittles like once in school, and that was only because I bought it from the vending machine.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of shit I just missed out on because my parents was never going to buy. And you know, I told you about my thieving streak as a younger person.
Yeah.
I just never worked up to those things yet. It was always like by the checkout.
The register.
Yeah, the register.
So you used to get like Snickers and candy bars and shit.
Sure. Like, why do you think I like milk, the cookie and cream Hershey so much? I used to swipe like 3 of them bitches at one time. Yeah.
Gosh. I never
liked being told no, so I just made away.
My mom would not buy us the colored ketchup. Literally, my best friend has some, and she's like, we used to go over there all the time. So they had some, and of course, I'm living vicariously through the people who can afford shit. So she had some of the purple ketchup, and I used it one time when I was over there, and my fingers were stained purple for like 2 days. So like going back home, my mother was like, "See, that's why I'm not gonna buy y'all that shit. If it's in your fingers, what it's gonna do to your insides?" I was like, "I don't care. I'm like 10. Like I just want the purple ketchup."
Just looking back on my life, it's just, there's a lot of shit I don't remember. I don't know the first time I had like actual chili. It might be you. Like,
really?
Never had chili from my parents. You know, my mom never made chili.
I was gonna say, okay, that makes sense though.
And I don't think I got chili from any other friends because I was never over friends' houses
for dinner.
So thinking about it, like, I think when I worked at Census, Nick, he was the first person like I had salsa, like fresh made salsa from. Like, it used to always be like the little Tortitos one.
I would say the one in a little jar.
But like real, man, growing up, that's why my palate is so plain.
Basic.
Because I never had, like, my mother had a daycare. She couldn't go and do wild shit. These kids don't know what to eat.
Hilarious.
She had to make it real simple, something everybody can eat. Yeah, man.
That's funny. I was reading something, and like that's why I've been trying to like eat a whole bunch of different things, because they're like, the more food that your baby is exposed to in the womb, like since they can like taste through your amniotic fluid essentially, the less of a picky eater they'll be once they're like on the outside and like start eating table foods.
I'm honestly, I'll be real surprised if Harley one day just decides to be a vegan or a vegetarian.
Oh, I'm gonna cry.
Just because the amount of meat we've introduced to you. Like,
yes, everything from like wagyu to like steak. Well, I mean, wagyu is steak, but just like shrimp, like crab cakes, pork, brisket,
beef, chicken, a lot of chicken. Man, I'd be highly confused. Like, where did I go wrong? It won't be her being gay or, like, marrying a white person. None of that'll bother me. But you being a vegetarian, disowned you.
Hurt.
I don't know you.
No, we gotta support our baby no matter what.
I'm gonna try.
You gotta support her no matter what.
I ain't gonna like it.
Gosh.
So what's our topic?
So our topic for today.
I feel like we're like 30 minutes in.
Probably. So like around this time of year, and like I said, with how I've been feeling about this pregnancy, I've started to become removed, I guess, from the here and the now. And I feel like at the turn of the year, you're always like reflecting on stuff that happened last year, and then just like projecting what you want for the new year. And like sometimes people just miss being gracious for what you have in the moment. So I have felt pressure,
right?
I guess.
Literally.
Oh gosh. Like just reflecting on how this next year is gonna go versus how last year went, and then just like I just wanted to take a moment to be mindful about what we have going on right here in this present moment. Be grateful. So that's our topic.
I got you.
Be grateful and talk about some of the things that we are grateful for today.
Well, for me at least, to start with, we've talked about a little bit already, but in the same year we had Wagyu for the first time and like the 8th time, and just like I said, raising my level of food or the way food is made or the type of food the quality of the food I'm eating. Yeah, I never thought, I'd get here yet.
Yeah.
Like, just looking at when I first was looking, I was like, this ain't that bad. Honestly, just the price of this steak isn't that, it's not going to be an every week thing, but.
Definitely not.
It's not that bad. And then that being phenomenal and little prep time, because you don't need a lot on it, to having a Wagyu brisket, and that just knocking my socks off too. It's just, yeah, there's just certain things I'm not going back to.
Mm-mm.
It's like moving has made us look for new things to do and new ways to live. It's just, I'm grateful for that. Just doors being open, trying different stuff, or going to
Yeah.
places or doing things you never thought you would do before. Having a vacation, 7 day week or 5 day week vacation for the first time, like
Yeah.
having enough time at work to take off and still get paid and all that good jazz and enjoy my vacation.
Oh,
Solid.
I was gonna say for me, it's definitely just living, living on our own and making it, for lack of a better word, our own. Like you and I have talked about it individually, but just like the idea that we've taken lessons from things that we don't want to happen in our individual home to lessons that we do want to happen in our individual home, and not only just taking those lessons and thinking about it and okay, cool, we're gonna do that, but actually implementing it. I am grateful that I have a place where I can just lay around all day if I want to and not feel any type of pressure to do anything. I don't have to worry about somebody telling me that I can't sing good, so I need to shut up.
Maybe that took a while. I think that took you what, a year and a half to get before
man,
you were actually comfortable in your
right?
own home?
So it's just I'm extremely grateful. Even today, just grateful to be able to have my own home and to be comfortable, legitimately comfortable in my own home.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's last year. Just honestly, the last 2 years, just moving out and being on our own has been special. Just like you said, being by ourselves and then making it work. And my biggest fear, and it's honestly still in the back of my head, the smallest part of me is still my biggest fear. But in a sense, failing and have to run back home or anything like that. But hell, we are about to come up on year 3.
Yeah.
Out from under our parents, married, having a kid.
I was being able to just rent always being paid on I don't think we've ever been late.
We've never been late. These assholes at the apartment, they're assholes.
Never being late. All of our bills. I was gonna say we got most of our bills on auto pay now. We're just chilling.
The only bills that aren't on auto pay is because you have to have it in a bank account and it can't come off your credit card. I'm like, fuck you. I want everything to come off my credit card so I can just feel good about paying off my credit card.
So you gotta have something to pay off.
But then it's granted, our credit card usage right now is pretty high, and but I'm not worried about paying it off. We'll get there. It's really just getting a bunch of baby shit, making sure things are ready at the apartment, just little shit like that.
Yeah.
I never want to miss a chance to get my wife something, so I'll spend the money because I have it and I know I can pay it off. I might not get her something for her birthday, but I'm not missing Christmas, or I might miss Christmas, but I'll get her birthday. It's things like that. Like you said, paying rent, being able to contemplate on getting something that's probably over $300 and sleeping on it and be like, okay, I'm gonna get it the next day.
Yeah.
Because lately I'm just I want this, but I'm I still don't feel comfortable yet just spending the money because it's I'm still living in the what if mentality. I can spend this and I can get it, but what if something happens and I need it, I'm just outside of the return window, so I can't
Return it and get that money back.
So it's a whole thing, but I'm learning to be okay with that and be okay with the decisions I'm making, and it's if y'all know me, y'all know I don't like to be up front and center or lead anything, but also this is my family and it's kind of, my job to lead.
Yeah.
Still learning to be comfortable with that. But this year is just it's reaffirmed that I I can make
You
good
can do
decisions.
this.
I could kind of do this.
I was gonna say, and then it's all. I feel like some misconception comes from feeling like, because the man is the leader, quote unquote, that you have to make all the decisions by yourself, which is definitely not the case. Like, we make decisions together as a unit. Like, it's never just 100% you.
Yeah, I never buy nothing without sending it across her, letting her know, and seeing what her opinion is. And I mean, Tron will definitely tell me no, we don't need nothing, but she hasn't because she trusts me. And I've proven that things will still be okay.
Right.
Even for her, I'm like, I'm putting your business out there, but even in therapy, her therapist made it like, hey, go buy something for yourself.
Yes, for no reason other than the fact that you want it.
And I'm like, good for you. Look at you.
Man, but
doesn't that feel nice?
Oh my gosh, I struggled. But then also now I'm just like, we've been buying so much baby stuff. I'm like, I want some new clothes just for the heck of it. Like,
let me put some money back on this.
Hilarious.
Then you can do that.
But like, even that, you just being like if I know I'm gonna make a big purchase, I'm comfortable being like, okay, I'm trying to spend like 50 is a moderate purchase. See? I know.
I just said, maybe something $300. And she's like, you see where our levels are different.
Shut up. But like, just me being like, hey, I'm about to spend more than $50 on something.
Like, I'm pretty sure she was joking about wanting an Apple Watch, and then I got her an Apple Watch.
No, but really, though, I was like, wait, okay. Cool. Like, yes, legitimately. I was like, I feel like, because me, and this is like kind of getting off topic, but I'm always like, I grew up like a necessities person. Like, you only need the necessities. So it's like, I had what you want. Right. So it's like I had a Fitbit that was also a gift, but it was just like, okay, cool. I got a Fitbit. Like.
But I find that interesting because I grew up the same way. It was necessities. Like, after the PlayStation, my dad didn't buy us nothing else. Like, the first PlayStation. It wasn't until like the PlayStation 2 Slim was out, and then that had to be in a pawn shop, and then my dad got me that.
Hilarious.
But after that, PS3, PS4, that was on me. Like, I had to figure it out.
Yeah.
But what you took away from that is, all right, let me stick with the necessities. That's drilled in me. It was like, as soon as I leave this fucking house, I'm gonna do what I want. I was tired. I think it's because I've always felt like that, even as a kid. But my decision was, you know what? Because of how I seen things go with my older brother and my dad, and learning from other people's mistakes.
Right.
I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna keep my mouth shut. I'm gonna keep my head down. I'm gonna say yes. I'm gonna do everything these people tell me to do. But once I get my own shit,
it's over.
It's over.
Yeah.
And then I realized, money runs out. And I had to, divvy out getting my shit. But I'm still going to get it.
See, me, I realized that money runs out early. So I was just like, I don't need it. If I got this, I don't need that. And like, that was like, my therapist kind of like seriously had to break it down. Because I was like, I hadn't asked for the Apple Watch yet. I was going back and forth. I was like, do I want the Apple Watch? Do I want some AirPods? And I was like, but I already got like wireless earbuds, so I don't really need AirPods if I already got earbuds. And my therapist was just like, well, what happens if, you lose those earbuds? And I was like, then I'll get a new one once I lose those. And she was like, okay, but like, it was just like, it was the simplest thing. It was just like, and then I was like, even if I lose those, like, we have, like, corded ones. I could just plug up corded headphones to...
And these Apple phones.
I know. I was like, I could just plug up corded, earbuds to my phone. And she's like, okay, but what if those don't work? And I was just like, look here, lady. stop. Like, and then she was like, and it's okay to like have extra. It's okay to have access. Like you could, like, what if your husband needs to use those for some reason? Now you don't have anything to listen to your podcast with. And I was like, okay, but if I have two, then one's just not being used at all. Like, I already have it. I don't need anything else.
But even that, like, we dealt with a financial specialist this year or last year, getting ready to buy a house, and just going through her little quiz on how we spend money. I really thought we were
Frivolous.
different and we're worse than I thought we were, but apparently we're doing pretty solid.
Yeah.
And it's like, we don't spend needless money on needless shit. It's just when we want something, we have it to get it. And if we don't, we put it on a credit card and pay that shit back off. So it's like, all right, I feel better knowing that the way I'm living is probably a pretty solid way I'm living. It's just reaching that next level now. And that's what last year really in a nutshell told me and taught me, is just, you're doing okay. Stop being so damn critical. Like, you're not your parents, you're not where you thought you would be, but you're in a better place than you could be. So it's like, keep doing you. You're not wrong.
Man, for me, another thing, and I don't know what it took, but it was just like, it took me a minute. But like, coming to terms with the fact that like, our relationship is not too good to be true. It's just how a functional relationship is supposed to be. Like, because I've always, like, and I, like, call it whatever you want, call it struggle love, call it whatever. But, like, I've always felt like, I've always imagined myself being with somebody who, like, loves and cares for and, like, nurtures me. And it's just, like, but I never really, like, expected it. Like,
you actually get it.
Like, I never thought that I would actually get it. I always thought that I would have to, like, deal with something in exchange. But, like, to, like, seriously, like, even thinking about it, like, towards the end of this pregnancy, like, I found myself starting to get, like, nostalgic. I don't think it's, maybe. Just, like, feeling like, dang, like, after this baby is out of me, like, Peter's not gonna, like, cater to me and do all the, like, I feel like I've just started to get comfortable asking for literally anything. Like, and then I was like, dang, but that's only because I'm pregnant. Like, after a while, it's, like, not gonna go back. Like, it's gonna be weird. But then just realizing that, like, it, like, you don't have to put up with anything in exchange for anything. Like, you could have it all. Like, I used to
have to do this, but
right. So it's like, I used to, and like, the crazy thing is that because I thought that way, I used to, like, make up those scenarios, I guess. Like, I used to feel like we talked about it a little bit, I think last week, about the whole, like, speaker and TV volume. Like, I felt like I couldn't ask for something as simple as, like, having the TV at a lower volume because, you know, you do all this, you do all that. And it's just like, no, you can have all this and all that and ask for the TV to be at a reasonable volume. Like, you can have all of these things. And, like, I used to, and of course, it was nothing that you were doing. It was all the anxiety and insecurity. But, like, I always used to feel like I had to have my head on a swivel and, like, oh, look out for something. Like, I gotta be aware of what's going on around here. Peter's hiding something.
I had my fuck up moment. And I was like, since then, I was like, no, Q's and P's.
But it's just like, and, like, I've never actually seen just, like, a wholesome, fulfilled. And, like, I'm not saying our relationship is perfect. Like, trust me, we still get into disagreements about shit. Like, I'm sure there's some times where I get on Peter's nerves. And there are 110% some times where you get on my nerves.
I do it on purpose, though.
But
She never purposely tries to do anything.
No.
It's trickery.
But it's just like I can accept I can accept that there's somebody out there who like really cares about me and loves me as the individual and not just for what I can do for them or like have to deal with, being loved and cared for, but also you like stepping out and talking to other people and disrespecting me or some way. Like it's just like and just like really sitting back and thinking about it, it's like, bro, like I started to feel like, dang, after I'm not pregnant no more, like, Peter's not going to do as much for me. But then I'm also like, actually, no, that's more of a reason for him to do as much for me. Like, sustaining life in different ways. Mm-hmm. And also, you just care.
There we go. I was wondering where you're going to get around to. You don't have to, like I said, I've always wanted you to feel like you don't have to earn my love. Like, yeah. I love you regardless. And I always try to put that forward. Like I said, I had my fuck up moments early in our relationship, but ever since then, I told her then that I will go out of my way to prove to you that this is what I want. And I live every day like that. Like, this is what I want. I want you to know that it's you, only you, that I want. And whatever I have to do to let you feel that, make sure you feel that way, I'll do it. Like, and I make sure I live every day like that. Because I care about this relationship. This relationship works for me. It works for us. There's love here. There's a kid here. There's the rest of my life here. And I want to have a reflective moment every year. And I want it to be with you. Like, we joke about it all the time, but I'm never really joking. If we ever break up, that's it for me. Like, man. I'm not going to say I'm for the streets, but I'm also like, I'm not actively looking for another. I can't do this again. Like, I'll entertain, have some friends, treat people nice, but relationship,
that's a lot.
You're asking for a lot. Because I don't just do like, let me go in this for 3 months and I'll try back again. Out. Try again with somebody else for another. I don't. I love long and I love hard. Like, that's who I am. So, and I ain't got it in me to do this all over again. The whole dating, looking pleasing for somebody, being attractive. Like, don't me wrong. I'm not gonna let myself go or anything. Like, this whole beard is for Cherron. Like, I'm trying, but the level you gotta be at nowadays in these streets is just.
I ain't got it in me.
I ain't got it in me to be that 21st century streets, that 2022 streets, man. I ain't got it.
My thing is, and we can start to wrap it up on this because I feel like we've been talking for a good little minute.
It's dark outside now.
Right?
It was like when we started.
I was saying, I feel like Chick-fil-A going to hit you with the 67 to 75 minute delivery time. But what was I about to go?
That's why we have an air fryer. Bringing it all back.
Hilarious. But yeah, man, being out in these streets today, like knowing the shit that I've had to like work through personally while in the terms of a relationship, how the fuck would I ever deal with this shit? Like, outside of the security of a relationship.
What is talking? I don't know what this is. Like,
gosh. I would say I knew it. Like, I'm used to like 2010, 2011 talking where we was talking. We knew that we might be talking to other people.
We were respectful.
But we were going somewhere.
We were respectful enough to not let you know we were talking to other people. Nowadays, it's like, all right, I'm about to go on this date. Just to let you know, I have a hard stop at 7 because I have another date at 7:15.
Like,
bitch. Just go on your date at 7:15. That's me. Automatically. I don't even want to deal with this shit. Just go on your little funky date at 7:15. I'll be fine.
But it's just like, it's so, and now like people are like, we got to be talking for 6 months and then exclusively dating for whatever. And I'm just like,
I ain't got time for all of that.
No.
I ain't got time for all of that.
Like, or the expectation, like,
I just can't. I like sex. Putting it out there. I like getting my willy wet. But I just don't. I can't. I'm not. Even when I was single, I couldn't just step out one night stands. Let's talk to this person. See. Once we get in the car and go, like, you know what? I gotta get up early. I don't know you. I don't trust you. Anything you can look like the cleanest person in the world, and I'll still end up with an STD the next morning. Not fucking around. Nope. We gotta be some type of committed relationship.
Hilarious.
For at least 8 months before you get my panties.
You was waiting 8 months to give people the drawers?
I can't just... I told you times where I had the opportunity, and I'm just like, I backed out. I'm like, There was one time I was with a chick, and she was like, oh no, we can't do this. And I was like, yes, thank you, God.
Because you didn't want to do it.
And I couldn't tell her no. That's another thing.
Why couldn't you tell her no? You have agency over your body. It is called consent.
It is, and I consented. I couldn't back out.
You can always back out.
I know, but I didn't feel like I could back out. That's just me.
Jeez Louise.
That's just who I am. Yep.
I see.
It would be weird. I would run back to old people. Like, hi, you still single? No, damn.
See, that's the thing. And this is the last thing for real. Because, like, we getting out there. That's so funny. If we were to ever break up, I would go back to old people, but only because I felt like I had something to prove. Like,
hey, I wasn't good at what I was doing before.
I didn't know what I was doing before, but now that I got some years of experience and I've learned some things,
oh man,
I would definitely go back just because I feel like I got something to prove.
I would ruin relationships because I would look for specific. You with somebody? You sure you like them? I'll be Lauren showing up at Issa's little party thing.
Oh my God, don't.
Spilling my guts out.
Hilarious.
And look.
Oh gosh.
I would have to dust off skills I don't even think I have anymore. These are just scenarios.
I was gonna say, it's always fun to like go back and see like, but what if though? Like, how would you react? What would you do?
Man.
That's funny. As always.
For the streets. But not really.
But not really. Just for the streets that you know.
The streets I've been on before.
Yes. We will see you all next Monday. If we haven't had a baby by then, because who knows when this child's gonna make her appearance. I'm trying to temper my expectations. And also realize that, like, kids are unpredictable, and this is the first test in unpredictability. This
has been another episode of Shootin with the Scots. We're about to have a baby. I love my wife. Yeah. It's been real, guys.
Bye.
Hey, everybody. Co-host Peter stopping by to say thanks for watching and to let you know if you like this video, check out last week's video and the playlist with all of our episodes. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and hit the bell to be notified when our vlogs, podcasts, and gameplays drop. It's been real, y'all.